Getting ready for a very good team in Oklahoma State. They're leading in a lot of categories in the Big 12, so we'll have our hands full. We're excited about the crowd, about the sold-out crowd, so it should be a fun day at the arena here. Any questions?
What did you guys work on this past week, since it was kind of an off week for you guys with only having the one game?
Well, the fundamentals, same thing we work on every day, and hopefully we've gotten better at it. It just really doesn't show sometime, but I guess the most important thing was, just handling the ball, shooting, because we shot the ball so poorly from the outside. And, TCU played all zone. We won't see that probably again until we play Baylor. But we just need to get back to playing defense the way we have to in order to compete. And I think that's been the biggest emphasis this week.
Coach, what was the approach? Did you kind of push them a little hard, or did you kind of lay off? What was your approach this week with the time off between games?
We gave them a couple of days off, Sunday and Monday, and I was out recruiting Monday and Tuesday. So we came back with some intensity. We need them to pick up their intensity and limit the number of mistakes we're making, and I'm still concerned about that we're this deep into the season and we're still making a lot of mistakes. And really not playing to what I consider our potential. So, but we got to keep the guys believing in themselves, because we've lost quite a few close games, and that can always play on you psychologically. But I think our guys have stayed pretty focused and pretty positive, and stayed positive, which has been tough, because you lose the game, it's not the end of the world, but I can see the end sometimes.
Coach, do you think, is that because of the switches or the closing out, or you're talking about mainly on defense still that you guys are still trying to get?
Basically just the communication part of it, not switching when they do switch, not communicating with their teammate, and just not covering up for each other. It's just, we've had a lot of breakdown, but everybody this year, with the new rules, with the new no hand check, guys are just taking you off the dribble, and it's hard to guard someone one-on-one, and we just haven't done as good a job as I'd hoped in helping in recovery to protect the basket.
With this sellout, what does that say about the improvements this program has made over the season?
Well, I think people are excited that we're playing a style of basketball that's exciting, and our guys are playing hard. And we're trying to develop a culture of teamwork, not just the team itself, but the student body, administration, fans, all the partners, all the sponsors that are involved with helping grow, Texas Tech athletics. So I think it may be a show of good faith, a show that people saying, "Hey, look, Coach, team, we support you, we believe in you," and that's great. We've got to play to that level of attendance. If we've got a full house, and we need to play with a renewed spirit and with the type of energy that I know will be in the Spirit Arena.
Coach, this team's coming in on a 3-game losing streak and a really tough loss, triple overtime loss to Iowa State. How do you prepare your guys and get them ready for seemingly an angry team coming in here tomorrow?
That's a good point. We better be angrier, because we played a TCU team that was shorthanded, and we probably should have gotten beat. We really didn't play well, and that's how I've approached it in practice. That we're not very good. In fact, we're not good at all. And how do we get better? We've got to overachieve. We've got to outwork people, and that's been tough, because just when you're losing, when you've been a loser, or you have lost a number of games like you have, it's just hard to overcome that, because you're still going to play. The game's going to come, so you can either accept it. Look, well, it doesn't matter. I'm talking about, we're going to play the next game, and trying to change that mentality has been I've really been honest, it's been a challenge. And so we'll see how we respond. Again, the concern I have is just the continuation of the same mistakes over and over again. Our guys play hard, don't get me wrong, they play hard, we just don't play very smart lots of times, and that's been a challenge for us, without, taking care of the basketball, with us, we get beat on the boards the other day, so it's just been, every time you put your finger in one hole to stop a leak, it springs somewhere else, so that's been a real challenge for us, and the balance in scoring. We haven't gotten the type of balance that Oklahoma State has. With 4 guys in double figures, they've got a few guys they can go to, and we just don't seem to have that.
Do you feel like you're on schedule with changing the culture here? Like you talked about maybe the schedule you had when you came in here. Do you feel like the program and the team there, do you feel like you're on schedule?
It's hard to evaluate it when you're in the midst of it. I think we're on the right track. I hope we're on the right track. We're recruiting some good players. The players we recruited are doing well. We've got some guys that we're close to, that will be in for visits at the end of the season, that I think we have a chance of getting, that will, you still have to have good players, and so we know that's the number one concern. But yeah, I think we're changing the culture, and I think we're not as far along as I'd hoped, but we're getting there.
Coach, you guys are halfway through the season, Big 12 play-wise. Who do you think has made the most improvement since the beginning of Big 12 play to this point? Or maybe even from the beginning of the season to this point?
On the team?
On the team.
Well, after coming off the game Dejan had, I think he's starting to get it. But Dejan gives you what he has, and all of our guys give us what they have. I don't know that there's any one individual player that has made the improvement. Every coach, I'm like any coach, good's not good enough when better is expected. So I expect better every time. And when they don't give it, then I'm disappointed that maybe I didn't teach them something, or we didn't communicate something properly, or maybe whatever. So having said that, the most consistent guy has been Jay Crockett by far. He's a guy I can count on day in and day out to do most of the things right. From an effort-wise, from an athletic-wise, from an intelligence-wise, just leadership-wise. Obviously, I've been most pleased with him. And that's not to say that Randy and Alex and some of the new faces haven't done a good job, but and that's what my mom too. Good is just not good enough, and we've got to be better. And when they're not, then we try to find a way to make them better.
What can you do to get Jordan going back to where he was? Where I know that you expect him.
Well, it's always a two-way street. Coaches, players. Are you motivating them properly? Is he responding to the stimuli? And so you got to keep trying different things to get him. Again, Jordan's a junior now, and you would hope that he would understand and appreciate the opportunities that he has, and that they're limited and they're fewer as you go along. So, having said that, he's going to get some pretty good players in the Big 12, and he's a marked man. And so my whole thing to him is that you've got to come every day, man. You've got to dominate practice in order to be. You've got to get every rebound in practice, or you're not going to get those rebounds. You got to practice rebounding. And I think sometimes he will just disappear. And so we're really trying to get him to be more consistent. But a lot of it has to do with his fouling, being out of position, reaching, defensively. This really has been a real concern because he's as good an athlete as we have on the team. But we really have to, just understand. I think that comes with discipline, doing what you're, doing your job and doing it as well as you can do it. So having said that, we got to find ways to stimulate and motivate him to be better, as well as work with him in the practice to continue to improve on the areas he need to improve on.
What's your plan defensively against an Oklahoma State team who's really sharp on the perimeter?
Well, we're not a bad defensive team, guarding the three-point shot, but they have more weapons than most teams we play with their outside shooting. West Virginia is pretty good on the outside shooting, but no, we're just trying to maybe change up our defenses, try to keep them off balance. That's about all we can do.
All right, so talk about the week off. What did you guys work on in practice?
Worked on everything, just rebounding, boxing out. Cause I don't think we won the battle of the boards last game, so just rebounding, being tough, and preparing for a really athletic team in Oklahoma State.
I think the week off helped maybe get your legs back underneath you guys from kind of the midway point of the Big 12 play.
Yeah, I think it did. We took a couple of days off and then went right back into it.
Did you go to J. Crockett Day in Clovis?
I did.
How was that? Was it awesome?
It was great. I mean, the atmosphere was great. Everyone was there for him. It showed he's really like the pride of Clovis in terms of athletes, and he was taking pictures with everyone. So it was really good. I'm happy for him. He gets his own holiday.
That's cool.
The fact that this game has sold out, what does that say about the progress this team has made in just this season?
I think it shows that fans still believe in us, even though we've lost some games. They've been really close games, and we've been in every game in the Big 12 so far. So they still believe in us, and they believe we can win this upcoming game.
What's going to be the key to Oklahoma State when you look at them? What do y'all have to do to get a W?
I think just stop them in transition. Any one of them can take up the ball, and they're all really athletic. So don't let them get in the lane, and play inside out on offense. We feel we have an advantage from the inside. Sorry.
And speaking of the lane, you guys were plus 22 in the paint last game. Talk about how you guys need to maybe bring that over from that game to Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I think we do. I mean, Oklahoma State is a tough team, obviously, but we have size on them. The tallest players about 6'7", 6'8", so we feel we have the advantage inside, and we're just going to attack them.
This team has lost 3 games straight, big one on Tuesday in triple overtime. How do you prepare for a team that has so much emotion coming into this game?
I mean, we got to play our best game still. They're still one of the better teams in the Big 12, so we have to play our A game in order to beat them.
What has your focus been defensively for OSU?
Defensively, just don't let them get going. Don't let them get going in their shots, especially Forte. If we get him going, that'll be a problem. If we let Marcus Smart just attack the lane at will, it's going to be a problem. Same with Markel Brown, the Brian Nash. So we need to stop him, not let him attack, and not let him build confidence.
All right, Dusty, so you guys kind of had a week to get your legs back underneath it. What you guys work on in practice?
Just went back to the fundamentals, went over a lot of defense. That's where we've been struggling, transition defense, and, just what every team does when they get their week off, just going back to the basics.
I think this week off, right, almost in the exact middle of Big 12 play really can help you guys out.
Yeah, I definitely think it can help.
Oklahoma State's coming in, 3-game losing streak, big triple overtime loss on Tuesday. How do you prepare for a team with so much emotion coming into this game?
You just have to bring a lot of intensity. I mean, they're a great team. We just got to be able to come in and know that they're coming after us, and we know that, and we're excited about the crowd we're going to have, and it's a big game. We're ready to play.
With that sellout, what does it say about the big steps forward this program has made this season?
It's just like you said. I mean, we're making big steps forward, and we're going to keep trying to make big steps forward.
What do you guys need to carry over from that TCU game that you did well in that one, that you need to do well in this one?
Well, just pulling out the win when we weren't playing well. It just showed that we had fight. We weren't shooting well from the field, and we still found a way to get a win.
Is there any concern there? Because, like you said, y'all did get the W, but y'all haven't really been playing all that well. Is there any concern there, or what have y'all done to try and fix that this week?
Just practiced. I mean, it's all you can do, and we're not worried about it. We're going to get back our feet back under us and get some wins.
And you specifically, some of the matchups with Oklahoma State, what are you looking to do this tomorrow night?
Just attack their defense, and on defense, we need to contain the players they have that can score. Brown, Forte, and Smart.
Dusty, have you seen that people are actually closing out on you faster, and it seems like you've been making the next pass for a lob, for a dunk, or the right pass to get someone else open? Have you kind of just been working on that, or you're just kind of seeing the floor better, or can you talk about that a little bit?
I mean, just the game's slowed up a lot for me since when I was being a freshman. The game was moving really fast, and this year I can tell the game's really slowed up.